Welcome back to our series of video overviews of TI Browser. In the last video, we looked a little closer at some of the syntax of the Hello World app and installed an Animate demo app. So what we're going to do is look at this Animate demo a little more closely and just kind of see some of the structure of these samples, and I just want to talk about how these things are set up. So all these samples are set up with some comments here. This is a fairly straightforward sample. So there's a few comments up here. Some of the other demos that are a little more involved, of course, have a little more comments in them. But what we can do is, let's kind of back up here. So what we can see is here's the Hello World UI demo, and we can just kind of look at some of the XML attributes that brought that to life. I mean, the most important two are the buttons, because those are the two actions that actually request a new XML file, and then TI Browser processes that XML. So for the animate down and animate up buttons, what we see is that they're listening for the click event on each button. When that click event happens, it's going to do an HTTP GET, and the postback URL, the URL that it's, the file that it's going to be posting to or looking for, is this animate down XML. So like I said in the previous demo, on the index page, what we can see is, oops, not there. If we go up a level, what we can see is this app root animate. So when this app root is set, and that's set when we go into this animate demo, app root kind of is prepended to the beginning of any HTTP calls. So when we're in animate and we are looking at this, when we have this postback URL of animate down, it's going to be relative to that animate directory, since that's what we set the app root to. So just a little FYI, by setting that app root, that'll just, you don't have to put it on each of these, which helps keep your code a little cleaner. So when this click event happens, what it's going to do is hit request this animate down file. So then what we can do is look at that, and this is very simple. There's not a whole lot of comments. So what it does is it's kind of more of an action than building a UI. So what it does is this destination ID, that's the ID of this Hello World label. When we go back to that XML, we can check that out. But it basically just gives you a configuration for an animation effect. Because since it's an animate node, then it knows our element, then it knows that this is an animate action. And what it ends up doing is these are the parameters that the animate event is created with. So what it does is reposition the top of the label to 90% down on the screen, and does that over a duration of 650 milliseconds. So that just gives you the effect of animating down and animating up for the UI label. So it just just goes to show you that when it gets another XML file, it doesn't necessarily have to build another screen, but then you can do some interesting manipulations on the screen that's already there.